Hi, my name is Dasha, and this is day 2 of what I call 30-day talking to the camera challenge, as a result of which I hope to just feel more confident and comfortable speaking to a camera. And today I thought I'd talk about something like personal values and what they are to each of us and why they're important when we socialize with other people, as well as understanding ourselves. So how I would describe personal values is it's something that's guiding us. It's our guiding principles that also influence our behaviors, our actions. Mainly, it's what's important to us, and that drives what we do in our daily lives. I think subconsciously all of us actually have values, but each of us has a different set of values. So different things are important to different people, and therefore our behaviors and our actions are drastically different from one another. In my experience, before we can set any kind of personal goals for ourselves to move forward with our lives and to have a purpose in our lives, it's super important to define our personal values first, because without knowing what's important to us, we won't be able to effectively set goals that will actually improve on our quality of life. I feel like with goal setting, there is a common trap that all of us can fall in, myself included, where we set goals not based on our personal values and what's important to us, but on what's widely accepted by the society as the right thing to do or the right direction to move in. For example, you might write down as your New Year's resolution, I want to get promoted this year. But if we think about it, what is the job that you're doing? Are you really enjoying it? Is it really fulfilling to you? Do you feel like you're really bringing value? Why do you need to get promoted in this sphere? Is it because it's important to you, or is it because it's a widely accepted thing that is expected of you? So before we're able to look at different areas of our lives and be able to set goals in those areas, we need to really understand what our true values are, what's important to us, what are our guiding principles, and then based on that we will be able to acknowledge and admit which direction we should be moving in the short-term or long-term future. And so while some of us actually know on this intuitive level what's the most important to us and what drives our behaviors, for the majority of us it's actually very difficult to pinpoint these core values that we adopt throughout life. So I actually recently stumbled across this really interesting exercise that was developed in the University of New Mexico, where some PhD students outlined 100 core values. Obviously, it's not an exhaustive list, but it's the most common ones, I assume. And so the idea of the exercise is that you rank these values from the most important ones to you to the not at all important ones. And out of the top of that list, you pick 5 or 10 values that are crucial to who you are and that you can relate the most to. Because I set goals for myself on an annual basis, in order to make this year's goals more specific and more relevant to me, I completed this exercise to identify my core values. I outlined top 10 values for myself because 5 just seemed not enough to express what's most important to me in my life, and I grouped them into 3 major categories, which is well-being, social life, and financial. Under well-being, my top one, that's my hamster. Pucha. We're gonna have to deal with that. Under well-being, my top one is comfort, which is to have a pleasant and comfortable life. I feel like if I can't provide comfort for myself, then I can't focus on any other values that are important to me, or more than that, on helping or supporting anyone around me. Next is my health, and I include both my mental health and physical health under this one. Again, if I can't support myself physically, if I can't care for myself, then I won't be able to give my energy to anything else in my life. Third one is safety. That's kind of at the very basis of the Maslow hierarchy of needs, right? So I want to feel safe and secure. I want to know that I'm not under any threat. And the last one is order, which is to have a generally well-organized and ordered life with steps to it. And I've put it under well-being as well because it really affects my mental health. I need my life to be very structured. I need my space to be very organized, otherwise I just won't feel well. Under social life, the crucial one for me is independence, and I mean independence from anyone on an emotional level, financial level. I want to be my own self-contained unit. I want to be able to support myself, and only then I will be able to form healthy relationships with those around me, be it family or my friends. So being able to depend on myself only is one of my core values. Next, we're moving on to family, which I understand to be the family of my own that I grew up in. So that's my parents, grandparents, everyone in my immediate family who raised me or are a significant part of my life right now. Having good and tight relationships in my family is super important to me. And then we're kind of gradually moving on to a value that's called monogamy. Personally, I find it a funny name, but it basically just assumes to have a significant, close, loving relationship with that one special someone. After that, I've put friends just because it's crucial to me to feel supported and to provide this support to people in my life. And after that, surprisingly, I've put solitude, because that alone time is one of the most important, crucial values of mine. I need to be able to discharge, I need to be able to rest, and I can only do it when I'm on my own in a space that's not disturbed by anyone else. And lastly, in the category of financial, I only have one value, which is wealth, having sufficient money, having enough money to live comfortably. And yeah, this is a very surface value, but I feel like it's super important for me to be able to provide a comfortable life for myself and later my own family when I have it. I feel like wealth might be in the top 10 values for the majority of us, because I see it just as a means to attain all the other values that you have and all the other goals that you might set for yourself. Surprisingly, I thought some more altruistic and selfless values like being kind to others, giving, volunteering might make it to my top 10, but they didn't. Obviously, I still rank them as relatively important to me and I'm still paying attention to them in my life, but they're not part of my top 10 list. I feel like understanding these guiding principles that all of us have helps us not only to improve relationship with ourselves but also with others, because when you know what's important to you, you can also read it in other people when you meet them and therefore understand what drives their behaviors and actions. And it's actually much easier to socialize with people that way when you know what's important to them, what you need to respect and what you need to pay attention to. And so after you dive deep into your own values and your principles through life, then it gets much easier to detect these in others, not necessarily through asking directly, but even just in conversation, it gets easy to spot what's important to other people, and therefore it might help us all to improve our relationships and have more meaningful connections with people. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it came in useful and helped you stimulate some thoughts on this matter. Bye.